All right. Eyes closed. Take a nice deep breath. Relax. Drop your shoulders. I want you to start noticing that you can enjoy meditating. I cannot stress this and say this enough. Enjoy it. Imagine you were not able to look inside yourself. Imagine you couldn't be self-reflective, couldn't heal, you couldn't grow. Honor the fact that you're conscious enough to be here and to do this work. You're not just chugging down some beers watching TV or something, you know? You're here. It's a beautiful thing. Breathe into your belly, relax your stomach, relax your nervous system. See if you can let go of needing to control anything at the moment or be responsible for anyone. You're purely responsible for yourself right now. That's all. Sometimes we avoid responsibility by being overly responsible for others. We avoid our true responsibility. And perhaps enlightenment is your ultimate true responsibility. And if you've been frustrated around healing family pain in the past, or you seem to always get stuck, or you've avoided it, well, here you are. It's time to avoid no more. We avoid it because the energy can be heavy and uncomfortable. And I want you to be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's why I make awkward jokes. There we go. So bring your attention right behind your eyes into the center of your head. And I actually want us to start this meditation by just getting nice and grounded. So you can imagine just a line of energy. Let's go with like a nice green line of energy from the base of the spine down into the earth, like a column of energy. It's like your seatbelt. Buckle yourself into the center of the earth. Make sure you're breathing. You may have like a flight or a fight response to some energies where you want to argue with it, or you want to just disappear and disassociate, or you might freeze, right? Fight, flight, freeze. Be conscious and stay present. And I want you to imagine right out in front of you in the center of your head, there's like a stage and like one of those red velvet curtains on the stage. And when you peel back these curtains, when you open them, you see a scene, one single moment in time from your family, maybe your childhood, maybe adulthood. One scene that created some kind of feeling of limitation in you. Let it, just allow it to arise naturally. And if you want to be patient and wait, do that. The image may be vague, it may be very clear. Take your time. and allow yourself to notice the energy, even if you don't see the image yet. I want you to notice the quality of the energy. Is it heavy? Is it sad? Is it angry? Is there invalidation? Is there emptiness? Is there loneliness? Is there loss? Is there fear? Take a moment, get a sense of the energy. And it's okay if this is not the most intense memory, and it's okay if it is. It might be like going to the dentist for a filling, and it might be like a root canal one. It's okay. Get acquainted with this energy. That's all I'm asking you to do first. Just get acquainted with the energy. And I'm willing to bet it's not the first time you felt this. It may even be almost like this background feeling, noise, sense that's always there or often there in your life. It might even be like a filter you experience the world through. And just ask it, is it true? Is this feeling, this filter, this sense true? Or is it just a feeling, a sense, an energy? Perhaps your family or a member of your family believes or believed it's true. And that's okay. I want you to also notice how it's negatively affected your life. How has it made you see the world differently? Did it get you to not believe in yourself or play small or not trust some kinds of people? And yes, you can check the all of the above box. If you check the all of the above box, you're allowed to make any animal sound you want. I was in a swimming pool today and there was a little kid there and he kept roaring at me like a lion and I would go back at him. It was so fun. Like if we all had that much amusement, oh, how we could get through our own energies. Roar. Get a sense of how this energy has affected your life. I'd like you to just ask yourself if you want it to keep affecting your life this way. And is it worth it to you to try to step through the fear or the limitation, no matter what the consequences are or how it'll make you feel? Is it worth it to you to look at this directly and face it? That's up to you. And what will your life turn out like if you don't? You may even realize, wow, this is an incredibly important part of my path. And let's see if we can start working through some of this family energy. So as you recognize what the energy is, how it's been affecting you, and if you're ready to move through it, let's start to do that. And let's actually just start by taking any blame off of our families. Even if they are to blame, let's take off the energy that we've been expending on blaming them. See if you could feel any of that blame in your body, in your heart. Just let it go down that grounding cord, that green line of energy from the base of your spine into the earth. See if you can just release any resentment. See if you can release any blame. See if you could smile and release some resentment and some blame. Not like a crazy psycho, just like, just, it's okay. Yeah. Yeah, we need a little amusement for this. We need some amusement to release some blame, some resentment. You wouldn't be who you are without these experiences. And I'm sure whoever in your family helped create some of this limitation, I'm sure they went through some stuff too. So as we release the resentment and the blame, we could also simultaneously start to bring in some forgiveness. And forgiveness often happens through understanding. You know, there's that saying, hurt people hurt people. So we could also say people have limitations, create limitations for other people. To bring in some understanding. Maybe they had a hard life. Maybe they struggled. Maybe they had abuse. Maybe they didn't know any better. Maybe, just maybe, they did the best that they could with the tools that they had. Just like you're doing the best that you can with the tools that you have. You might just have better tools. Let that resentment and the blame go. Let it go down into the earth. Release it out of your body. You might have to make like a woof, whoa, whatever sound you want. And bring in some of that forgiveness and understanding. Hurt people hurt people. People limitations often share those limitations. All right, I experienced it. Maybe I've even done it to others. Maybe if you have children, maybe you've done it to them. Release the resentment, release the blame, And let's bring in some understanding. And you just do that with a nice, soft, aware presence, with an accepting gaze as you look at this energy. Let it open up. Perhaps as you let go of any of this negativity, that person or those people get a healing as well. Maybe some of their limitations fall away. And in this moment, maybe there's even something like you'd like to say to them. Hey, that really hurt. Or I understand where that limitation came from and I no longer blame you. Or thanks for the opportunity to grow. Make sure you're breathing. Let the heaviness start to come out. Let the psychic heaviness around this limitation start to come off. I want you to start to notice the actual limitation. Maybe it looks like a brick wall or a block of cement or a dark ball of energy somewhere in your body or in your field. You might start to notice the actual limitation. Every time I come around money, I shake. Every time I try to trust somebody, I run. Every time I try to become vulnerable, I close up. Every time I try to create abundance, I feel worthless. I want you to look at the actual limitation. Just acknowledge it and see if you can start to drain the energy off of it. See if you can start to melt the limitation away as you release resentment, as you release anger, as you release blame, as you bring in some acceptance, some compassion. See if that limitation starts to melt away when you realize that it doesn't even belong to you, because that is the core of what we're doing. You're finding a limitation that doesn't even belong to you. You inherited the limitation. And that makes it actually, on some level, easier to deal with. Someone gave it to you, and now you can give it back. You can let it go. Give it back to the earth. Drop it down that green grounding cord into the planet, if you like. Let it melt away slowly. However it is that you experience it's starting to dissipate. Perhaps you need to move through a layer of fear, of doubt. There we go. And you may look at this and be like, damn, I've been holding you for a long time. Feels like lifetimes. And if you're like, David, it's not moving, it feels stuck, then let go of the stuckness around it. Everything is an energy. I'm not sure I can let it go. Let go of the doubt. Start with the doubt. That might be what the limitation is made of. Everything is made of an energy. As we see through it clearly and are honest with it, it naturally starts to melt away. If we can just be honest and look at it clearly. Like I said at the beginning of class, enlightenment is when we go into a dark room, we turn that light on. So whatever you've been unconscious to, unwilling to look at, maybe you didn't want to blame somebody or hurt them. If I look at this, I'll upset my family. I want you to remember that when you heal yourself in this way, you're healing the entire human species and the entire genetic chain. Hundreds of thousands of years of humans in the lineage, right? In different forms, obviously, all the way to you. You are this tip of the spear after many, many years of evolution. And now it is your job to let go of the pain of the past to create a future. And do you want to create more of the past, or do you want to create something different? Yes, what I'm saying is the entire human species is on your shoulders. Thanks, David, because my family limitations weren't enough. You got this. Make sure you're still breathing, you're relaxed, you're doing amazing work. I know we're going really deep here. Just one more minute here before we close up. Just letting any of that heavy family energy go, letting it go down into the center of the earth, just releasing it. You don't have to fix it or solve it, just releasing it. May even be many, many generations worth. As you release the heaviness of the past, as you melt whatever that limitation is, you become free. And you find yourself present in this moment because the past isn't pulling you, making you anxious about the future. When we heal the past, we heal the future. And when we heal the past and future, we allow ourselves to be present. And then we create a beautiful future and a not so charged past. Getting through our family limitations and pain is an initiation into our individuality. It's It's a very special moment to get through this energy. You become more of who you are. You take the best of your genetics and of your family experience and you integrate it into your own awareness. We're not disassociating from our families or just leaving them behind. We're integrating the experience and the wisdom and the knowledge. And it's making us more of who we are. So I want you, this last step, just really integrate the experience, integrate what you've learned, integrate the lesson from the limitation. Now it's part of you. I know what it's like to feel like you can never make money. I know what it's like to not trust. I know what it's like to be afraid. And I know what it's like to get through those. Wow. And I get to pass that down to my family, to my friends, to my entire species. Perhaps people in the future will look back at us and say, wow, they really stepped up to the moment and worked through all that historical pain. And what a blessing for humanity. So whatever image has been on your stage, let it go for now. Just let it dissipate away. Any limitation you've been looking at, allow it to melt away. If there's a little bit more, you can work on it more if you like. Another time, sit again with it, look at it deeper. Take a nice big deep breath in. Easy, soft sigh out. Great job. For now, thank your family. Send them some love and appreciation. Thank yourself for sitting. Thank your classmates for sitting. Thank the entire species that came before you. Thousands upon thousands of years of humans surviving on a tough planet so that you can start to find enlightenment. How lucky are you? The first generation ever to get to pop onto Zoom from people all over the world and start to really awaken to your own purpose and path. Dang, you must have good karma. Go ahead and stretch and open your eyes.